Thousands of airplane parts that were supposed to be scrapped ended up being installed in planes. This is according to a Boeing whistleblower. He claims he was forced out of his job for bringing up major safety issues like that. CNN's Pete Muntean explains how commercial flights may have taken off with bad parts.
If Everett, Washington is a Boeing company town, then Merle Myers was a company man. A 30-year veteran of Boeing, Myers says his job as a quality control manager put his kids through college. It's a family tradition. His late mother was a Boeing inspector, able to unilaterally decide if a new airplane just off the factory line was fit to fly.
What would she think about what is happening at Boeing?
She'd be absolutely livid.
Myers' new allegations detail an elaborate, off-the-books practice centering on parts deemed not safe to put in new airplanes. He is the latest whistleblower to come forward with claims of quality control lapses at Boeing. This is his first TV interview, inspired by the January 5th door plug blowout on an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX 9. Spray-painted red, bad parts deemed not up to Boeing standards are taken from Boeing's Everett plant and sent to its scrap facility in Auburn. But then one day in 2015, Myers says a crate of bad parts were improperly sent back from Auburn to Boeing's Everett factory. Myers alleges the practice continued for years, tallying that more than 50,000 parts escaped Boeing quality control.
50,000 parts?
That's what we counted at the time.
It seems like a heck of a lot.
It's a heck of a lot indeed.
What does that say to you?
Well, that says it puts people's lives at risk, not just passengers, but flight crews. And a lot of these are flight critical parts that made it back into the production system.
Company emails show Myers repeatedly flagged the issue to Boeing's corporate investigations team, pointing out what he says were repeat violations of Boeing safety rules. But Myers insists investigators routinely failed to enforce those rules. In a 2022 email, he wrote that Boeing investigators ignored eyewitness observations and the hard work done to ensure the safety of future passengers and crew.
Why would they do this?
Schedule. It's schedule.
To get planes out the door.
Mm-hmm.
To make money.
Yeah.
Myers believes he was forced out of Boeing last year and is concerned there are still problems at the company.
Well, I think they need to punish, they need to fire people that blatantly violate the process and endanger the flying public. It's a huge problem. And a core requirement of a quality system is to keep bad parts and good parts apart.
In a statement, Boeing says it encourages employees to speak up and that to ensure the safety, quality, and conformance of our products, we investigate all allegations of improper behavior, such as unauthorized movement of parts or mishandling of documents. We then work diligently to address them and make improvements. Myers says he is coming forward now because of the pride he has in Boeing. He goes so far as to call it a wonderful company. One, he says, has been going astray and is in desperate need of change.
But you have to care. Leadership has to care to do that. But if you can't even keep parts segregated from good parts, what else aren't you doing right?
The mystery here is that we do not have an exact accounting of where these parts are. They range from the superficial, like fasteners, to the critical wing flaps used for landing. If these parts weren't returned to the scrapyard, our whistleblowers worried that they ended up on new planes delivered to airlines and other customers in the last decade or so. How big a deal is that? Also hard to know, since we don't know exactly how or where they were used. But there is no question that these scrap parts should not have been put on planes. Allison, Fred?
Pete Muntean, thank you very much for alerting us to this.